everybody, this is kind of an impromptu video. Feeling really sad. And it's fascinating because I was cool and fine with the state of the world. You know, recognizing that we have these cycles and waves of inwardness and outwardness, and the world has been on an outward sort of run for a long, long time. And the planet is forcing us to go inward, right? This is not necessarily a voluntary inwardness. This is a like, no, y'all stay home. And so it's an opportunity for deep reflection and for healing, for stopping distracting ourselves from the painful spaces and places that we like to avoid. So with that point of view, you know, recognizing all of this as all is well, all is always well, right? It's just our attitudes and beliefs and points of view that believe and have decided it's not well. That said, you know, there is pain, there is suffering, and a lot of the suffering is really in our heads, right? Like, the fear, the panic, the virus that fear is spreads a lot faster than the virus that is a pathogen, right? So the virus of fear is the biggest virus that's going on around the planet right now. And, you know, one thing you can do to mitigate that is just recognize, oh, right now, am I okay? Right now, do I have what I require? And generally the answer is yes, right? You have your breath. You have your 2 feet on the earth. You have, you know, a clothing on your body and food in the pantry, very likely. You know, right now, you have what you need. And just recognizing that when we get ahead of ourselves, oh no, what about this? Oh no, what about that? You know, like, oh wait, my mind's getting ahead of me, right? My mind's going into the future and catastrophizing. One of the things that the mind does best, right? It's let's rein it in, let's rein it back and be here in the present, the gift of the present. So anyway, this is not to say that real suffering is not going on right now, right? Some people, some children do not have enough to eat right now. And my real deep sadness was arising from, like, the realization that a lot of kids are at home with abusers, right? People who, like, don't have a lot of patience for them, don't have a lot of inner resources, inner strength, and that they're having forced isolation with these people, right? And I mean, even those of us who, you know, have a good degree of patience, or a normal level of patience, and what's normal, but like, we have inner resources, like, we can feel stretched at this time. And then people who you know, have less of that, less strength, less fortitude, less integrity, less alignment, like, those people are being stretched, and then their children are being subjected to their stress. And you know, I was like, well, what can I do about this? Because that really hurt me. Like, that thought just like, and it's just been sort of sitting there. And of course I can use my own tools. One of my favorites is I'm feeling sad, and I'm feeling sad because I'm choosing to, right? That helps me recognize it's a choice. I don't have to be resonant with sad. I could be resonant with joy. Okay? I could be resonant with allowance. Okay, so feeling sad because I'm choosing it. Choosing it because I think that works for me. Does it really? And what would I rather choose? And from that different space, right, that different level of mind from what's creating problems, we can find better solutions, right? If I'm in the wallowing, the sort of thinking that creates that doesn't create the possibilities. Doesn't create the awareness of what I actually can do to help. The contribution I can be, even if that's just energetic. Because if I'm in sadness, resonant with sadness, and hooked into the morphic field of sadness, which is one of the things I talk a lot about now, morphic fields, because they change things fast. If I'm resonant with that, I'm adding to that, contributing to that, feeding that. If I'm resonant with allowance, I'm expanding allowance. Allowance meaning non-judgment. If I'm resonant with joy, I'm feeding joy, expanding joy. Right? It's all choices. Now, here's the thing. When I was looking at this, I was like, Ho'oponopono is one of the biggest things I can do right now for these children. And also recognizing that somewhere in some lifetime, I was both sides of the coin. So I was the abused, and I've been the abuser. Like, all of us have been all of it, right? It's where beings come to this planet, come to other planets, whatever planets, to have experience. Okay? So we can't say, oh no, I've never been the bad guy, right? We have. We probably enjoyed it too. Okay? So everywhere I've been the abuser, been the abused, collapse all those patterns, all those energies back to energy. Wow, see? It's got a lot of charge on it, actually. Okay, me yawning is just like flushing the unconsciousness out. You don't have to yawn to clear things, okay? But anywhere I've been, what I've decided is a wrong thing. Super useful tool. Collapse all of that back to energy. Yeah. Okay, you may feel shifts in your body. We're resistant to the things we judge, right? Which creates tension in the body. So, what else is available? What if we drop the resistance? That doesn't mean we say, oh, well, that's a good thing, right? It's just dropping the resistance. Dropping the resistance allows more space and allows greater possibilities. Right, so then Ho'oponopono. I love you. I love you, divine. I love you, people. I love you, all of it. I love you. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for my judgment that this is wrong. I'm sorry for my judgment that all is not well. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Please forgive me. Please forgive me for not seeing things as the universe, as God, as the divine sees them. Okay? My perception is the error. Thank you. Thank you for this experience. Thank you for the opportunity to perceive. Thank you for life. Thank you for the contrast. Thank you. Okay? This is just one of the many variations of Ho'oponopono that's available, right? Some are very meditative journeys, right? But the idea is find something that allows you to shift your mind from, oh, this is wrong, to, no, all really is well. Even if I don't see that in my small scope of perspective, all really is well. Let me see that. Let me see things as God sees them. The universe sees them. Whatever. I don't care what word you use. Right? So have fun with that. Recognize that whatever you judge on some place, sometime, you've been it. That alone creates so much freedom. And if you want to join me for a Ho'oponopono class, powerful practice. We're going to play with it for an hour and a half. The link will be below. All right, I had no idea where this conversation, this like monologue, right? Not even conversation, was going to go. So, kind of interesting. Aloha.